friends, how are you doing today? So in this video I'm going to share mail merge application in Google Sheet. Okay, so here I have a template for the email. As you can see here, I have some styles in this email template. As you can see, different font size, colors, borders, tables, and images. Okay, and also we have some hyperlinks in here. As you can see, I use a formula here with hyperlink, and you even can have rich text hyperlinks here. You also can use it like this. All right, so for the photos or images, you need to use this formula here in the spreadsheet. Then the script will use this formula to identify which image will be used in the email. Okay, so let me give you a very quick demo here, and I will explain all the configurations for this application, and I think you can use it for your email automation and email merge in Google Sheet. Okay, so here I have a menu to send the email, but you also can create a trigger to send this email automatically. Okay, so for this demo, let's just send this email right now. Okay, basically this script I'm going to send this as you design here in this template, and I'm going to copy all of these settings and convert it to HTML email body and send it out in your Gmail account. And now you see this message. That means the mail has been sent successfully. So if I go to my Gmail, maybe need to wait a little bit. Let's refresh. Okay, so this is the email I just got. So as you can see here, this is the email body, which is basically from this spreadsheet. As you can see here, I give some background colors for the email background. All right. Oops. Let's go to the email body. So basically, it's just copied all of these settings in this spreadsheet and convert it to HTML content for the email. Okay, as you can see, we got the font. You can see the font family and font size, font color, and we also have some line styles here, and the line and line through, and also for the border you can have the border color, and you can have a border style, different style you can choose. All right, and here is hyperlinks you can do. So basically I think this covered a lot of settings when you are doing the email merge. Okay, so it will be very easy for you to do the customization in this spreadsheet. And if you want to do it in the email directly, I think it will going to, I don't know if you can do it in an email like this. So it will be very difficult, I think. So, and by the way, you may notice that we have some attachment here, some PDFs. As you can see here, I have 3 PDFs. I will explain this later, so you can do it in the email. So basically, that's the function of this mail merge application. Okay, in Google Sheet. All right. So you only need to make a copy of my file, and you should be able to use it. All right. So let me show you what else you can do in this application. Like I just said, you can add some attachment to your email. Okay, so let me show you where you can add it in this application. So you may already notice that I have I have an email body here, and also another very important stuff here is this email settings. Okay, so for this email settings, you have the basic settings for your email. Okay, here, let me zoom in a little bit. Here I have a column A and a column B here. So these two columns are very important. Don't change the order of these columns. And for the column C and D, they're just some comments about these keys and values. Okay, just to explain what is this key used for and what is this value used for. Okay, and if this is a required field, you must have a value for this field. And if it's optional, you can see for the CC field is an optional field. You can use it or not. You don't have to use it. All right. So let me explain this one by one. So for this trigger here, if this is checked, that means it will send out this email body. Okay. If this is not checked, let me uncheck this. So basically, you can use a formula here to make this checked or not checked. Maybe you are using some, you're trying to catch a figure in your report, maybe total sales, maybe your total sales is over 1,000, maybe your total sales, like that, total sales is over 2,000, and then you send the email, so you get the idea. So basically you can use this as a formula, and you can use it to check any figure in your report, in your spreadsheet, and then it will be triggered. This email will be triggered or not be triggered. So basically this is a key if this email should be sent or not. Okay, so let me change it to a false. So if I change it to false, to 1 is smaller than 0. So now this is unchecked, so it's false. And if I send this email, I should get an error message, I think. Okay, so email trigger is false, email was not sent. You get a message like this. Right, so let me change it back to 1 is bigger than 1. Okay, it's greater than 1. So this is a trigger. So basically this email is sent only if this value is true. And you can use a formula here. So for the receipt, it's just an email address. So if you have multiple email addresses, you can separate them by comma. Okay, so add another one here and separate them by comma. And for this CC and BCC, they're the same with this receipt. If you have multiple email addresses, you can separate them by comma. And for this subject, basically is the subject of your email. So here I use a now here, in now formula here, to get the current date, time. Okay, so every email can be sent and with a timestamp for the email when it's sent. Okay, so you can define whatever you like here. So this is also required field, and this is a name. So if you want to change the who sent the email, you can change the name here. All right, it's optional. And the last two keys here, they are used for the attachment. So for the first one, for the first one here is in line 8. So it files basically the file attachment on your Google Drive. So basically you need to go to your Google Drive and grab the file URL. Okay, here as you can see, I have a cat image here, this one. All right, I copied the file URL and pasted here. So if you have multiple files, you just separate them by new lines. Okay, so put them line by line. All right, you just and the script will going to grab all of them and put them as attachment in your email. So the last one is files. Actually, it's not files, it's just a spreadsheet. As you can see here, I have two PDF samples. Okay, so this is not actually PDFs. Right now, they are just a spreadsheet. Okay, spreadsheet tabs here, but the script, I'm going to export them as PDF and also add them as attachment in your email. All right, as you can see, I have a dummy PDF 1 and also dummy PDF 2. So these two files can be any, okay, any spreadsheet on your Google Drive. Okay, so you only need to get this link and put it here line by line, and make sure this GID is included. Okay, so this GID is a key to the tab. So if I go to this PDF sample 1, if you check the URL in the address bar here, you can see I have a GID here and with 025. So here is a GID. So basically this is a full address to your tab. Okay, so you can use other spreadsheet and other tabs here. So you're going to export this spreadsheet as a PDF. So as you can imagine, you can do a lot of stuff here. You can do a lot of customization here, maybe for your invoice, maybe for your something else. So basically, all kind of reports you want to export and want to attach to your email. So you can do it here like this. So it will be very simple to do. And you only need to make a copy of the tab URL and paste it here line by line. Right, so they are also optional. So this is for PDFs. So basically that's almost the basic settings for the email. And the most important stuff here is the email body. Okay, so this is the main content of your email body here. So I designed here, I use a whole spreadsheet as an email body. So as you can see, I delete the extra columns. I don't need them, so I remove them. So here I only have column A to column G. Okay, because this column is also included when the script sends this template to as an email. Okay, so if you add more columns, it will also be included. So here you can use extra columns as a border, as a padding in your email body. Okay, just like these two gray empty columns as a sidebar, just like this. If you don't need them, you can just remove them. Okay, you can just delete them. All right, and you can choose a background color for it. Okay, so basically I use the whole pages. So if you added 100 rows here, so all of this empty stuff will be included in the in your email body. So don't do that. You only need to keep whatever you see here. So basically, whatever you see here will be included in the email body. So remove the rows and the columns that you don't need. You don't want to see them in the email. Okay. So this is for the body section here. And as you can see here, you can have merged cells. As you can see for the title, I have merged C2 to F2. Okay, so this is merged, and this is also merged. So for basically for a paragraph, you should always merge them, because I basically use a table to structure to map content to do the layout for the email. Okay, if you only use one cell here, after converted to HTML, this column B will be is not wide enough to contain all of this content. So if you are doing a paragraph, ensure this is merged. Okay, so this is for paragraph. And for images here, as you can see, I also use the merged cells and use a formula to grab the image. Okay, For image, always use image formula to link to the image. And this one is also an image. And for table, as you can see here, you can have a color for your table, and you can choose the border style, okay, for your table. Okay, so this is another paragraph, and this is also another paragraph with a different line style. Okay, and this is another table with I think the dashed border style. Okay, and this is also merged cell, and with line break, right? So this is a line break in one cell. You also can have a multiple one like this. Okay, and for the footer, you also have footer here, have a merged cell and with a border, with double line border. And this is a hyperlink cell with a formula hyperlink to a link. So you have this link and you have a text for this link. And you also can have a different color for this link and have a different font size, font weight. So almost everything you can do in the spreadsheet, and it will be converted to the HTML content. And the last one, I think, is the most interesting one because it's rich text field. As you can see here, in this cell is merged, but in this cell I have different styles for all of for different links. Okay, for YouTube I have a red color, and for the Twitter have a link and have a blue color, and for this Instagram I have a black color. So basically you can do almost everything here in the spreadsheet, and it will going to be converted to something like this. Okay, and these links, I think they are working. YouTube. Okay, so I think that's almost everything you can do in this application. I know it might be some, it will have some issues, but I think it covers the most of them. Okay, so you maybe have something, you may have something, some issue with the images. I think, I think the position of the image may have some bugs or issues, but as you can see here, this image is aligned here well in the spreadsheet, but after it's converted to the email, as you can see, the size of the image is different and is not aligned well. This might be an issue, but if you have same size for these two images, you won't have this issue. But I didn't do a lot of customization for these images, so this issue could be solved, I think, but it depends on how you want to display the images in your email. Okay, so if you have any other requests or any other formatting for this email and you cannot find them, maybe you can leave a comment below this video, and maybe I can add it to the script. All right, so if you are not interested in the script, and I think that's it for this video, and if you are interested in the code, and maybe I can spend some time to explain the code for you, just a quick go through. Okay, so let me go to the code here. So this is a script. As you can see here, I need to so here, as you can see, there are some configurations you can do. Okay, so this is the app name. This is a merge here for this menu, and this is for if for the title of the message. If there is any error, this is there is no error. Got a green dot here. Okay, so you can rename it whatever you like. So for this one, line 5, this is the sheet name of the email body. Okay, so if you want to rename this, make sure this is renamed, okay, or this script will not find the correct tab, right? The same for this sheet name settings. So this is linked to email settings, and this is time in second for the toast message box, okay. So by default, I think it's 15 or something. So I just change it to a little bit longer. So it's 20 seconds, sorry. So you also can change it here. And this one is just for the font size. So by default, I convert the font size because if you choose a font size like a 38, here you choose 38. So I'm going to time the font size you selected in the spreadsheet by this scale, okay? So if you are using this one, so basically you are using this 36 pixels in your email, it looks a little bit smaller than you expected. Okay, if you see something like this in this spreadsheet, you use 38 in the email, it looks like smaller than this one, as you can see here. So that's why I use the scale here to just to make sure the font is looks like the same size. All right, so you can also change it here. You can do some tests here. All right, and this is for the border style. Okay, so this is for default for the solid, and this is for dotted, and this is for dashed. So if you want to change the default border size, you can change it here, because if you go to the spreadsheet for the borders, we have a solid one, and this is a solid medium, and this is solid large, I think. So you just have these options here, and this is thick, not large. So you can define how large, how thick the border size here, right? So 2 pixels, 3 pixels, just things like this. So if you don't like it, you can change it here as well. And for the other stuff, you don't have to worry about them. And I think I can remove this test. So if you don't want to go through this class, this application looks quite easy. So basically send email, and this new class, I'm going to define new object and send email. And this is to build the menu, okay? So just give a send button to call this send email function. So if you'd like to add a trigger to send this automatically, you can go to this section here and create the trigger. You just need to add a trigger and choose this function, send email. Don't choose this on open, okay? So only need to choose send email, and you can choose a time-driven or whatever event source you'd like to do them. So maybe time-driven here, and maybe day timer, and you can choose a time in the day. Should run this script. Okay, so you can pick a time, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. to send this email. Okay, basically this is how to this is how to do the automation. Okay. All right, let's go back to the script, and let me explain this class very quickly to you. Okay, so for this class, first of all, we have this the function here, a lot of functions. I'm sorry for that. So this is a function to send the email, right? So the first step, we're going to check if this app is valid. So basically, it's going to check the spreadsheet is found or not. It's going to check the sheet name body, email body, and sheet name settings. Okay. So if this two sheet is not found in this spreadsheet, it's going to throw you error. And if it's found, if this app is valid, I'm going to toast a message, and then we got the email settings. All right, so for the email settings, we're going to get the trigger, the receipt, the subject, and the other options from the email settings. So basically get all of this information from this spreadsheet. Okay, so this you have the trigger, have the receipt, and the subject. And for the details, you can go to this function, get email settings. Okay, so if the trigger is true, is not true, okay, is false, you're going to send a message. So the trigger is false, and the email will not send, and the end of the it's going to break this function. Okay, going to exit. So if the trigger is true, I'm going to continue, and I'm going to check the receipt and subject, because this is required field. We need to have a receipt to send an email, and also we have a subject. So if the email, receipt and subject are not defined, I'm going to also send an error message. Okay. So if we have a receipt and if we have the subject, and we try to get the HTML body from the email body spreadsheet, it's here. All right. So in this function is to get the email body and convert the data in this spreadsheet to the HTML content email body. So this is this HTML body. So once we get this HTML body, we're going to send the email with the receipt, subject, and all of these options. These options include the email attachment, all right, and the HTML body. So if this is successful, we're going to send a message to the end users. So the email has been sent successfully. So if there are some errors, I'm going to throw these errors to the end users. All right. So basically, so this is the core functions for this send email, and the most core part for this function is this get email settings and get email body. So let's go to the get email settings. So the get email settings, for the rest, then the main stuff here is this, the files on Google Drive and the PDFs from the sheet. Okay, so for the files on Google Drive, we're going to get the file blob. Okay, basically you have a link here. Have a link here for the files. You have a file links here for the files on your Google Drive. The script I'm going to grab the file blob from that link. Okay, this is the function to get the file blob. And for the PDFs from the sheet, we're going to get the file blob from the sheet. So this is another function, as you can see. Where is it? So you have a function to get the file blobs and with the URLs. Okay, so this is and this is the function to get the files from the spreadsheet, from the sheet. You have the URLs too. All right, I don't want to spend a lot of time to explain all of these functions. If you're interested, you can go through them, you can check them. So this is a function to get the emails, email settings. Basically, they are getting all of these settings as subject, something like that. And the two main function here is to get the file blobs as the file attachment blobs and use them later in the email settings. Okay. So this is the email settings, and for this email body, get email body, this is headache. So basically, as you can see here, I need to get a lot of stuff from the spreadsheet, and like the colors, the font colors, the background colors, the font families, font styles, font line, font size, font weight, a lot of stuff here, and converted them to CSS code here. As you can see, for the style, you have the width height, color, background color, family, style, size, weight, decoration, line, text line, vertical line. So basically convert all the settings you did in that spreadsheet email body and convert them to CSS to HTML code. Okay, basically add some inline CSS to style the HTML. All right, and you also have the borders, as you can see here, for the border tool, border right, border bottom, and border left, and also for the merge. So I think that's almost everything I'd like to share today. All right. So that's it for today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.